Welcome, Loggins Den. Today, we review Squatober. I would like to welcome my guests who both did Squatober this year, Seeger Larson and Brian Campbell. Hey,
what
gentlemen,
is happening?
thanks for coming on. We got Brian all the way in the Carolinas. Which Carolina
Yep.
are you from?
Yeah, we're outside Raleigh in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yep.
Brian currently leads with the most views on the channel. So
Crushing it.
Seeger gets his video going up next week because I'm going to try to put this tomorrow for the Halloween theme. Halloween special.
Loving it.
And my boy Seeger here he's dressed up as
Tyson McGuffin, professional pickleball player, and my role model in the old pickleball world.
That's right.
I'm playing your average hipster right now. Got my coffee, my comfy sweater, big frame glasses.
Dude, you're fitting the part with the mic and everything.
Oh man, I'm crushing it. Gaming headset, I'm owning it.
That's right. Hey, let's tackle Squatober. First of all, if you can remember, what was your favorite Squatober workout this month?
I'll let Brian go first.
Yeah, so my favorite is always 21 to party. They put out the 3 different kinds you could work out. You know, it's quickest way to get to 21 reps of 80% of your max or whatever percentage they set it up as. So this year I partied with Mike Myers and did 3x7 at 80%. So that one was by far my favorite one. The only part of the workout, so it was super quick and you're out. And then, but yeah, you feel pretty strong doing that one.
Yeah, I would agree. I actually like the one they did front squat in with one of the workouts one time. So I followed the whole workout that he put up.
Mm-hmm.
Previous years I've just done the squat and then done my own thing, but I did everything that he did. I like the one with the front squat this year. But I like the 21 to party. I went with Michael Myers as well this year.
Yeah, I think that one for me is the mental game, right? Like it's heavy, but it's also like you got to get yourself in the mindset that you're about to do some cardio instead of normal squats. But
before we get too far in, you guys are going to play rock, paper, scissors, and then whoever wins is going to describe what Squatober is.
Okay.
All right.
Rock,
paper, scissors, shoot. Oh man.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
There's still a bit of a lag.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, I did rock.
All right.
All right. Yeah, so I guess this is the 7th year that Sorinex, the weightlifting company, has done this experiment called Squatober, and basically Monday through Friday, Pen and Paper Strength app, who is run by Aaron. I'm going to pronounce his last name horribly wrong. It's either Asmus or Asmus. I honestly cannot remember how to pronounce his last name. Puts out the programming, and so you pick a max that you want to go for, and then every day at noon the day before, they post what you're supposed to do. You're squatting every day. They give you a nice Saturday, Sunday off, and at the end of the month, you do your PR party and you figure out what your new max is, or if you're even able to hit that max that you had established. It's based off 90% of your max. So, for example, mine was I think I based mine off. So it's 435. So I took 90% of that, which is 390, was what I worked all my percentages off for the month. So your body can kind of take that.
You started with?
Yep. Yeah. And so, I mean, they throw front squats in there, they throw bench, they throw overhead press, deadlifts, a lot of accessory movements, a lot of farmers carries.
A lot of carries, really.
A lot of carries this year from the years past that I've done. So.
And it's not just squats, right? You guys actually, you finish the squats and then he actually prescribes even more.
Correct. Yep. So the main lift's normally a squat, and then then your supplement workout could be pressing and overhead press or a deadlift, and then it's supersets for shoulders, supersets on like Romanian deadlifts, split squats, front squats, cardio section, which is another normally superset of like Seeger was saying, a lot of farmers carries, a lot of overhead carries. And then like a 30-minute daily walk is what they want you to do. One for the cardio, and two, just to actually, that helps me out. Just kind of feel like I'm loosening everything up after days on end of that. So
was this your first year of doing the whole workout? And so both of you, how many years have you done Squatober? And then a follow-up question for Seeger is this the first year you did your whole workout almost every time?
So
every time?
This would be my 4th year doing Squatober.
Okay.
But this was the first year that I followed the whole prescription. So I was out of working out there for a little while, and then this was just kind of a nice month program to get me back in the swing of things.
Yeah, technically this is the 2nd year I've done it. I guess it was the first year I tried to do it. I got like 2 weeks in, and we were traveling. A lot of stuff was going on for me at work, and it just kind of went downhill from there, and I was out. And so I didn't technically do it. I did it for 2 weeks. So this is my 2nd full year, and both years I follow the programming exactly.
You did it last year and this year then?
Mm-hmm. Yep, followed the program to a T. Even when the days were like, oh, just 1 set of 5 on pause reps, and I was like, okay, sure. That sounds boring, but I'll do it.
That was Thursday this week. Was it?
Yeah, 1 by 5, like 50% or 45%.
5%, I think.
Yeah, so it was super light.
Last year I did Squatober. I did not do the whole prescribed lifts, but I did all the squat workouts, and I enjoyed it because at the end I really felt like I was moving well in the squat.
Yeah.
The only thing that happened last year is I was helping take these stack of chairs off this truck, and when I went to go put them down, I still had another like 5-6 inches to the floor, and I did not have the mobility to get there, and my back was mad.
Yeah, wasn't happy.
Somehow I got through it, but then it still messed with me for another month. So it was not Squatober that messed me up. It was just moving real life stuff and not having the mobility to do it. This month I've been doing Marcus Philly a workout program. It's 8 weeks, so I was like, I'm gonna keep rocking with that. So.
That's the functional bodybuilding stuff, correct?
Yes, and it's probably one of the first workouts or like programs that I leave each workout feeling good. Just like sometimes get a real good pump, but like, ooh, I can move really well and not feel right. But let's stay on Squatober.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. How dare I talk about Marcus Philly and Squatober right now? But question is, what do you guys think about I'm going to use the word ridicule, but that's not what it is. So if you think of the better word of
kind of a critique.
A critique, thank you.
Yeah,
a critique of Squatober of like, man, it is not smart to squat 5 days in a row for a full month. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, you're getting the Saturday, Sunday off. You're never training like up towards your max. Like Brian said, like you're 10% below your max based off of. And then the majority of the week you're at that like 65, 70, 75%. And then all of a sudden one day you're kind of hitting the 80, 82. Next week maybe you're at 90, but then you're back down.
And those 90 sets are normally singles or doubles.
Yes.
And even then that's maybe like twice during the month that you get up to that 92% of your 90% max. So like you were saying, you're not even working off of your solid max. You're working 10% below it. So you never feel overly like, for example, I didn't wear a belt at all until today for squatting.
Did you you start at a weight, but then it's like, hey, you can raise your max weight throughout the month though, correct?
Normally, this is the first year that I think they didn't have that in that.
They did do it. It was actually, I think,
was it
21 to party?
See, I must have read it wrong and I missed it.
So he posted something then like with it the next day, and you had to like swipe over a few.
That's probably when I missed it.
If you partied with Mike Myers and like the 3 sets of 7, you can increase by 5%.
Okay.
If you're feeling it. But then he says your form and technique is better than anything.
Gotcha.
So like for me this year, this was the weakest I was. going in. Like you saw me, I had bad butt length.
Yeah.
So then I went with 300 initially, just to be like, all right, let's try getting down to the bottom.
And you had an injury going into October.
I did have a pretty bad hamstring injury that I was out for 6 to 8 weeks. Like that 7 weeks was like the beginning of October.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little nervous about getting in there. So then when I bumped up to 315 because I felt fine. And shoot, I showed you the video, and the butt link was
almost
gone, which is great. Yeah.
And so you finished your PR at 3. Go ahead.
I pushed 350 then yesterday.
Yeah. Nice.
And Brian, give us what was your max there, buddy? New PR.
Yeah. New. So last year I hit 430. Today I hit 455. So I was pretty stoked about that one. That was my goal for the end of 2022, is to hit a 450 squat. And here we are. Felt pretty solid.
I think for me, by end of 2022, I'm going to get back over 400.
Yep.
Years ago, I was.
Yep.
But
actually, I treated today like a mock powerlifting meet, and I did squat, bench, deadlift. I did them all. I obviously focusing on squats first, and then I moved to bench because that was the one that I was more worried about PRing onto. So, which I got that one by 2.5 by 5 pound PR. So
there you go.
Nice. How's your shoulder feeling?
Fine. Last year, so I think we've talked about it before. I'm a low bar squatter. Kind of moved more mid bar than high bar. So kind of in between high and low. I don't like high bar. Low bar just killed my shoulder last year at the end of Squatober. I think I did, 3-4 weeks of no overhead movement. Almost a month, over a month. A lot of mobility stuff in the left shoulder. Didn't bother me at all this year doing that kind of mid bar. And then, I widened my squat stance a little bit, so it left a little more ability to widen my arms on the bar too, to pull down properly. So helped out a ton. Never felt a single thing this year, which was awesome.
2 questions. One, if you got a video of your max out, you should shoot it my way. You didn't record yourself?
I can't record. If I know a camera's on, I'll fail it. It doesn't matter. You could put 300 pounds on that bar, and you put a video on me, and I'm going to sit into the squat, and I'm going to leave it on my bar.
I know I'm recording. I think I do it better, man. Actually,
yeah.
Nope. If I know you're trying to get video evidence of me doing something cool, I will ruin it every time. So I don't ever video it, even though it's like, if you don't video it, it doesn't exist. I'm like, sure, it doesn't.
No, we believe.
I had 2 people there calling my depth, so we're good. One was my wife, who's always going to tell me I hit depth.
How did Amy not sneak a phone in though? She's got
so I don't think you guys, obviously, we being in different states and stuff, we've never had a chance to really work out together. I turn into like borderline serial killer. So like I get very, very intense, very focused. And so like you get one job, and that is to scream and yell at me, and you're not to do anything else. And that's what they did. And they just let me do my thing.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, Sage, that was working out with me as well, they just kind of knew, all right, I'm going to spot him, and we're just going to let him get in the zone. So
awesome.
Yeah, no one was really thinking about that one, but yeah.
Do you guys think if someone was to enter the fitness space of lifting for the first time, and they're like, man, I'm going to go straight for Squatober. Good idea, bad idea?
I think bad idea.
Bad idea, because the 2 biggest things they stress, and like you said earlier, Seeger, is form and technique.
Yeah.
And if you're just entering the strength world, you're not going to be there. 9 times out of 10, you will not be there. Some people are born naturally to do it, but
like physically, you're not going to be there with your technique, and then mentally, like putting weight on the bar every day, standing underneath the bar. Yeah, like can be draining if you're not committed.
100%. And I think another thing too is, like, think about a time where you took 2 weeks off squatting or lifting heavy, and you went right back in. The first day you hit like even a moderate weight, your legs the next day even are like, I'm not used to that. So you get somebody that's never done weightlifting, and you're like, hey, you should squat every day. That's, now me, I'm like, yeah, squat 3 times a week, be great. But like, don't go every day.
Yeah. So this year it started on a Friday, and I was like, I don't think he's going to put it on Friday. We'll probably just start on Monday. And the strength coach at school and I looked and was like, guess we're starting on a Friday.
Yeah, that was really weird. It was one day.
It was like higher reps.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
smoked, huh? Good thing you had the 2 days recovery.
That was the first time I had squatted underneath a bar in like probably last like 6 months. So
hey guys, I'm really sorry. Someone's knocking on my door and my dog is freaking out.
Hey, go do it.
Let me be right back. Let me be right back.
So you hadn't been lifting for a while.
No.
And so then you got to the first day was high reps.
Yeah, it was quite a bit of volume. I can't remember what the actual prescription was, but I just know I was like going, I was like, it's like a cardio session. Yeah, but one other thing that he got me with this year was the pause squat at the bottom. So it's a 2-second pause at the bottom. Sometimes it was like 3 to 5 reps.
So was it relatively heavyweight or no?
It was on the lower end.
Okay.
You would start working your way up. But yeah, just then, when you get to the bottom, like, hit the glutes.
All right, we're back. Sorry, pardon the interruption.
Yeah.
We're talking pause squats. What really got them?
Yeah, the pause squats got me. 2 seconds.
Did they?
I'll go down. And then I just really make sure I'm contracting the glutes, and then I count like 1, 2, and I used to go to 3 before I come up just to make sure.
Yeah.
Quit counting myself.
Yeah.
Because naturally, when you're down there, you're like, 1, 2, all right, let's go up. So I want to give myself.
Yeah. Luckily this year I had some people that were working out with me here and there during the workouts that would count for you, and they would tell you up. So that one took the mental aspect of having to count, because I'm also the same. Like I get to the bottom of the and I'm like 1, 2, cool, and you're like, no, that's like half a second. So yeah, that wasn't a pause. That was just a that was just a normal squat.
My favorite thing from Squat University to like know how I'm moving is the 10-second where it's 10-second down, hold for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I've had to have Allison count for me because I'm a liar. Like it's like Yeah.
I've put the clock on up there and like gone down, watched it, and then I'll come up.
Yeah.
This year he didn't have the eccentric one. He had him last year. It was like a 5-second negative, and I would watch the clock on that because naturally, whenever you're just getting into your squat, I try and start the time after I've started it because too many people count at the top of it. It's like 1, 2. Well, shoot, you weren't even under any sort of pressure.
Right.
No, you weren't even descending. Yeah. I think that challenged me the most this year about the pause stuff was when it was followed up with the deadlifts, because where my deadlift max was 50% was still heavy. So I'd like go to do deadlifts and I was like, no, this is not moving.
So did you guys ever switch up the percentages to be like, hey, I ain't feeling it today? Or did you stick with it the whole time?
Stuck with it the whole time.
I stuck with it the whole time. Unfortunately, I missed 1 day this month. And that was when we were traveling, we were actually up in Rochelle. I think it was a Columbus Day weekend, and nobody was answering for gyms, and I was freaking out trying to get a workout in, and nobody was answering. I couldn't get into a gym anywhere, and then
I offered it to him. So I have the time. First of all, I was in Wisconsin, and 2, I did offer my gym up to you. I said, hey, if you can't get in, I'll give you the garage code.
You did offer it up to me, and unfortunately, we were at John O'Mac Orchard's apple cider donuts, and I was like, we're just gonna
known me then. I'm about 10 minutes south of Dominic.
See, we've been on. Well, I was on Whoop with both of you guys for a while. I was on the group with Whoop, and So I feel like I have known you for a while, but I've never actually. It's the first time.
What a real bummer we couldn't connect that weekend. I was so sad. Yeah. We were up in Door County, and I was having a nice time, but it was a real bummer. Real bummer. We'll have to make sure next time you're in town, us 3 get a nice sesh together. And Doug and Haley, Seeger's never met Doug yet, or Haley, and
Doug's the coolest.
We got to make that happen. Keep hearing.
Yeah, Doug's the coolest, man. I keep joking with him, and about me and you becoming friends, John Michael, just being like, ha, look who I'm friends with now. So. But yeah, he's a great guy. Haley's quite the athlete as well. So I'll see her CrossFit workouts. I'm like, look, you have that. I'll just lift heavy things. You do that.
Right.
I'm out.
Smokes.
Yeah.
Did you feel like for Squatober you became a better squatter overall? Like how many days a week did you feel like, man, this is a workout, but I'm also practicing the squat here?
Well, that's the mindset that I went in with it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to make sure I was getting better. So I was a little bit lighter weight than I previously done. So yeah, I mean, I went in like, let's get better at the squat right this month here.
Yeah, I think a lot of it for me was like, hey, drop the belt, right? Get better at bracing on your own, and then on anything. So I think, yeah, like I said, I think the only time I hit it really heavy with the belt was today. I think the last set on the Mike Myers workout, the 21 to party, I threw a belt on just to make sure I was bracing it. And I would throw it on just to make sure it's still braced into a belt properly. But yeah, I went in and I actually changed my squat stance up midway through to make sure I was slightly wider, and was able to put myself in a better position because I was like, man, something's off. And yeah, like you said, you want to go in and become a better squatter. It's not, obviously I wanted to go in and hit a PR, like that's, but I wanted to go in and become a better squatter. And so I widened my stance just slightly. It puts me in a better position.
Think of anything else for Squatober, but I bet you're gonna know where I'm going next for the month of December. But I don't want to leave anything left behind. But like, idea of if you're a beginner, this is not the month for you. Maybe put a year in, get ready for that.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. And then like, I don't think a lot of people understand the nutrition side of it with Squatober. Yes. Right? It's like if you keep your I don't want to say if you keep your diet the same. If you keep your caloric intake the same, you're going to struggle. You're going to need to up your food a bit because one, if you want to actually put on muscle, you're going to have to be in a surplus. And two, if you want to have the energy, you're going to have to eat a good amount. I upped my food by about 800 calories this month. So and it works really well.
This week, actually, the last week, so I started high school PE teacher. I started ultimate frisbee. So I was playing ultimate frisbee all day and just running around. And then I didn't eat enough that day either, not even just for my natural day. And then I was that active. And then I woke up the next day just like, oh man. And I was like, I just got thrown food today. I was like, I gotta get calories in me. And that it is harder because you're like, oh, I don't want to eat too bad. But if you're not eating enough, you are not going to be able to perform this.
Yeah.
Life.
No. And I'll be the first to tell you, there's been like today, it took me 3 hours to complete my workout because I was doing all three of the lifts and I was taking good rest periods. But I was snacking on Sour Patch Kids and gummy bears the whole time, just trying to keep that little bit of sugar, that like insulin spike going, just to keep my body feeling a little better. So
how long do you think it took to on the average to do the whole workout? The average, what was the average time for the workouts throughout the week?
They're not too bad. I mean, I've told you this. For me, teaching at the high school, I got first hour plan. So then I go in, get my warm up, and then I get time to do the squat. And then maybe I can hit that next superset. It feels like the bench and chin ups.
Right.
But then I got to start finishing it. Then I go teach class, and I got maybe lunchtime. I'm hitting the rest of the workout. So it's hard for me to tell you how long it actually would take. But I mean,
north of an hour?
No, I would say 45 an hour, I think.
Yeah, I'd say that the tops were an hour workout, right? Like the ones where they, like when you got in that 80-90% and you're doing the 3.5 minute rest periods between each set, yeah, you're pushing an hour. Especially if you're following those rest periods, which like I highly encourage, because so many people don't. They're like, oh, 2 minutes, I feel fine. Then they go get under the bar and they're like, why is it heavy? And I was like, well, actually, your heart rate's still extremely high. You haven't let your body.
Yeah, and I'll admit there were some days I was like, oh shoot, I still got 2 sets left. About to ring. So then I don't take the full rest period. But like I said, I kind of cheated my weight-wise, so I was lighter than I could have potentially been doing.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that.
Yeah.
I think a huge part of it too that I did this month is I actually took a that 30-minute recovery walk afterward is obviously going to tack on another 30 minutes. You can do that 10, 3 10-minute walks during the day, whatever, however you want to do it. But taking some good recovery time, either on the weekends or even in the nights that you have, like, I'd just be sitting down, Amy and I'd be watching TV. We'd be watching, one of the TV shows that we continuously binge watch. And I just like going to a couch stretch or like go do something just to help keep my body. I'm like, man, this was tight today. So I'm going to go and work on that for a little bit. Or I'll be sitting there with a lacrosse ball on my foot as we're watching TV, or some form of mobility that I'm trying to work in here. But that was the biggest thing. It's just like make sure food and recovery, they go hand in hand. So that was my biggest thing if you're going to do it.
Sleep. You were thrown in, you've been dabbling in a lot of recovery mobility movements this month as well, right?
Yeah, so I would wake up and I would do stuff at night, but then I wake up in the morning, do my mobility, especially on the hips, ankle mobility mainly. And I thought that was helping me. One thing that I told you about earlier that I probably screwed up on was all month I was doing my squats during that first hour, so at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then on Friday, the strength coach and I did the program together, over. Well, he was going to do it during my 7th hour strength class that I teach. So I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it with you then. So then I sat around all day teaching class and then didn't do my squats until that 7th hour, but I felt a little more tired at the end of the day because I didn't do it in the morning. I probably should have just done it in the morning.
Because you've been doing it 8 a.m. every time.
Yes, every day.
So. Yeah, and that's tough is you got to find the time period in which you feel stronger too. For me, it's either normally around that 9:30 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon. Like if I try to work out at any other time, I'm like kind of sluggish. I feel like I'm there. Those are my two windows to work out. I don't, we've had some 10:30 workouts here and there, and I'm just moving very, very slow.
So Squatober, not for beginners. Be focused on, if you're gonna do it, you need to focus on recovery, treating your body well, get enough food. You can get it in about an hour or less, most workouts, which I think that's encouraging because and I think that's works for a lot of people in the public if you can get it done in an hour. But it's going to also throw in if you're going to hop on that 30-minute walk. But I mean, just go spend it with your family.
You don't need to do the walk with it like at the end of the day. So say you work out in the morning, at the end of the day, go on a little walk with your significant other, a little 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like when I was on shift, man, my walking around doing training and everything kind of just encompassed what I was going to consider my 30-minute walk for the day. I'm on my feet until 5, 6 o'clock, maybe longer. And so I was like, I'm not worried about the walks that day. But when I was at home, man, I don't have anything to do. So I'd work out and then just go for a walk, come back and eat food.
and then you feel like a better squatter at the end because you've been focusing on your technique the whole time. The whole month.
Technique over weight for sure, 100%.
You think you'll do it? Last question on Squatober, unless either one of you got another thing. Okay, ready? You doing it next year?
Absolutely.
Yeah. The only thing that would stop me is if like I have an injury that I need to nurse. Otherwise, I'm just gonna do it. I think it's a great community of people too. I've had a lot of Instagram, social media friends that I've met through posting about Squatober. So it's
cool.
Yeah.
One thing that I also do during October now is I do a little sober October, and I try not to drink through the month of October. And then so like last night, I had a few adult beverages. I know it's still October, but it's just kind of what I've done. Don't drink for the Squatober.
Yep.
Kind of treat myself afterwards.
Yep. Yeah. So I do sober too. So that was interesting. Last year's the first year I did sober October or Sobertober, whatever you want to call it, and I did it this year as well. So
when we were in Door County, we went to a lot of breweries and wineries and a distillery. So every day I got just a bit bougie.
Yep.
And so we're not. I'm gonna. And that was the Columbus Day weekend's the second weekend in October, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
So it's like I ain't touching anything until like Friendsgiving. Because it's like, I didn't wake up feeling great about myself every day. So I
alcohol.
think Sober October is a great idea to combo too, Squatober.
Yeah.
I was telling you I didn't want to drink until like Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, and then I was texting him last night like, I'm torn right now. Like I just did it. I feel like
a little celebration. You owe it to yourself.
Yeah, then I can stop.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Tonight we're going over to a Halloween party right next door to our house, like 20 feet that way.
Yeah, there you go.
Definitely gonna have at least a beer to celebrate.
Right, have a good time. Absolutely.
Yeah, gonna have a good old Guinness and call it a night.
Are you guys doing? Is it called Deadcember?
Yep. So I plan on doing it. I did it last year, and I had a significant PR at the end of it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it again. See if I can't do that too.
So I have not done it yet. The strength coach did it last year. I will be doing it this year. I probably my max of what I have done, but for like the percentages for Squatober when you're deadlifting, I based mine off of 405. That's still pretty decent for. I'm not a very big guy. I'm 170 pounds.
Yeah.
But before I got up to 500 pounds for the deadlift.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to probably get back up in that 450, 475 range.
Yeah.
Goal.
Hey, Brian the Bear, what are you trying to do this year?
Man, I would be thrilled if I could somehow end up with, a 6 plate on each side deadlift. That's 545.
Awesome.
Today was hilarious. I tried to do deadlifts at the end and 455 flew off the ground. And my PR last year at the end of Squatober was 505. And I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. I got 500 pounds here. I pulled it halfway off the ground and I was like, put it down. And I was like, nope, I have no energy. I've been working out for 3 hours. I am smoked. I just set the barbell back down. I haven't cleaned it up yet. It's 500 pounds. It's still sitting on the bar downstairs in the garage. So it'll probably stay there until tomorrow.
All of a sudden, have you clean it all up?
Do you have a deadlift jack?
No. I've got I got a single side deadlift jack, so I pop one side up, slide it all off, and then I flip the barbell up and do the other.
What I've been doing is I'll put like little 2.5 pounders on.
Yep.
First plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plate that's closest, and I'll just roll it on there so I can pull the other one.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Well, would you say must buy, not a buy? Like, has the deadlift jack changed your life, or is it just?
So what, as a garage gym owner and like working out by yourself a lot, absolutely, because you're not sitting there shucking all these weights on and off, and especially if you've got one person working out with you that may be a beginner, might be a little bit lighter weight, that you're having to shuck a couple 45s off each side each time. It's not, you're just using energy there, and like my overall goal is strength. I'm expending it, changing out weights.
Yeah,
it's not optimal for me, so I'd rather just pop a deadlift jack and kick the 45s off.
Yeah, for the Squatober, that kind of reminds me of the seesaw days, where it's 65.
Yeah, it was like
and then it's like
70, and then back to the 70s, to 75, and all over the place, man.
In your rest period, like changing plates.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd start your timer for your rest period, and then I'd pop the clip back on and my timer would be ringing and I'm like, what do you mean? This is horrible. But yeah, like I think Deadcember is probably one of my favorite ones to like. Squatober's phenomenal to do. It's a great community, but Deadcember for me, definitely not for beginners at all. It takes a huge toll on you. Deadlifts are tough, but like if I wish they had something for bench in November or something, like I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that one would be a little too much for you, but
these two, he only does these 2 months. Like, I mean, he's always putting stuff out, but are these his 2 challenges?
So Pen and Paper Strength App is the company that designs it. Sorenex is just kind of the sponsor. They partner together because I think Aaron works for both companies.
Yes.
And so like Pen and Paper, I buy their programs all year long. I think you and I have talked about it before, John Michael. They're $17-18. They're a small company, but they're very good strength programs. I think I've run Jacked Up Joker, Elbow Meet, Oak Tree. Like I've run so many of their programs, and they send you a PDF printout, and it's super old school, and I just love it. So that's what I've been running. So a little plug for them. I think they're a great company if you're looking for some good strength programs. So you can buy their stuff year round. It's like $17, $18 a program. They're usually 4 to 6 week. You can repeat. And but besides that, it's just Squatober and December, as far as I know, are there 2 like themed months with Sorinex. But
cool. All right. Well, gentlemen, it was a blast. Thanks for spending
always a fun time.
Halloween's Eve.
Yep.
Giving a review on Squatober. We'll have to come together again. I'm sure it's gonna be a big hit. Millions of views, probably.
Yeah, millions. You know what it is? It's gonna be the Aquaman outfit. You should tag Jason Momoa in this one and be like, look, man, we're just trying to be as ripped as you.
I might see. I don't know if I can do a full squat in the suit. It might rip, but if not, when I say goodbye, there's going to be a funny video of me squatting in this suit.
That'd be phenomenal. Like, even if it does rip, I don't know if you saw my post, funny Squatober thing. I blew a pair of shorts out this month.
Oh, what a
man.
Man's man.
It was great. My buddy thought I blew my knee because like it popped real loud. And he was like, "Oh, are you okay?" I was like, "I'm fine." And I was laughing, trying to stand up out of a squat. Actually, I think it was the 3x7 day, my 5th rep. My shorts popped out, and it's on my Instagram. Yes. But I texted Doug because Doug had given us gift cards for our groomsmen gifts.
Yeah.
And I bought a pair of like North Face really nice shorts. Yep. They no longer exist. I blew them out. So I texted him and I was like, "Man, thanks for the groomsman gift, but they made it just over a year." And he's like, "Please tell me you have a video." And I was like, no, just good memories. Just good memories. Yeah. So.
Hey, have fun at your party tonight.
Yeah, you guys have a great.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Same. Yep. Congrats to you guys too. So I mean, yeah. Let's have a great Halloween weekend.
That's right. Let's do it. All right, Logan's Den. That doesn't feel right. Peace out.